Okay, one more from the top. Hi, you're right, I have been gone for a while, but I'm back now, and yeah, moving right along. Alright, biases. Used to be friends with Creepshow Art, not anymore. Creepshow has since targeted several of my friends, I don't really care. The situation itself has far too many layers for me to have time to, let alone care about, doing a meaningful deep dive, so I'm not going to. Just to be clear, if we discuss Creepshow Art's full interaction with Emily Artful, that clocks in at roughly 5 hours, 23 minutes, and 28 seconds. Nobody's watching that, and I'm not breaking it down. So instead, this video is going to be about cashing in, dropping major insider leaks, and laughing at people the way God intended.
It's also important to note that Bryce is an autistic man who loves movies, video games, and art, so much so that during the time frame Emily is talking about, Bryce would often wear Halo armor that he built himself when he was out and about.
Why do we... So, if that doesn't sound appetizing to you, I recommend clicking off and waiting for the Tro video.
Most of the people doing this aren't ignorant to the fact that they are being the worst kind of person in the world. Because all of them that are involved are hiding their faces, hiding their identities, using burner accounts, and hiding behind internet anonymity. You aren't going to convince someone who hides their identity online because they like to say the worst things imaginable to other people that the things they are saying are harmful and that they have to stop because they know it. That's why they don't do this on their personal accounts. That's why you don't see people with their faces plastered next to what they're saying.
And what's happening here is we have our friend Shannon, Creepshow Art, being accused of some pretty shady things.
Bro, you're proving yourself like on the borderline, like sociopath, dude. This is scary to think about, like, dude.
You don't see people with their faces plastered next to what they're saying. That's why they don't do this on their personal accounts. They're using burner accounts because they know this is wrong and they wouldn't do this publicly because they would get fired or they would have some retribution for what's going on.
Hey, Nicholas DeOrio, we in this shit, son?
Alright, before we get into the juicy stuff, we need to catch you up, so here's the spark notes. Creepshow Art, or Shannon, is a YouTube commentator whose fall from grace in the past few months has been widely covered. Her channel has bled nearly 200,000 subscribers since June of 2021, losing approximately 100,000 of them in around a 10-day span, and 37% of her total channel would be gone by the next calendar year. The first major allegation against Shannon included impersonating her fans and detractors on an anonymous image board called lolcow. As it turned out, Shannon, a YouTuber who regularly uses her platform to grandstand on many social issues, would take to the forums just to use transphobic slurs and homophobic rhetoric. That's a no-no. She also had cringy back and forths with herself. In one instance, Shannon was LARPing about being a small up-and-coming content creator that Creepshow Art had shunned, while simultaneously, Shannon was also pretending to be a completely different user on the forums who didn't believe the first user's story. For those who regularly tune into RFC and my Twitch streams, Shannon is basically what Vosh accused Flamenco of being. Shannon is a degenerate weirdo who has crippling self-image problems, so she spends an unreasonable amount of time talking about herself, to herself, with herself, on various niche stalker forums. Some examples of the types of things Shannon was posting are as follows. Here you can see her impersonating someone saying that Shannon makes approximately $20,000 a month to stealth brag about the revenue she's been pulling in. Shannon also states that D'Angelo Wallace was creeping on lolcow because he happened to make a tweet about the website's existence, despite the fact that Shannon herself has been stealth posting nearly 300 times over the past 3 years, posing as both fans and detractors. Shannon also stated that Edwin Generations pretends to be straight 1 month out of the year when he sees his girlfriend, implying that his girlfriend is a cover-up and that he's actually in the closet. Lastly, Creepshow claimed that Saikuno uses beauty filters because he has, quote-unquote, the most fucked up skin Shannon's ever seen on an Asian man. And for those of you asking if these allegations are legit, yeah, they are. Or at least I'm pretty confident saying that with the current available information. Shannon released an unreasonably long wall of text to try to explain what actually happened, but one single sentence destroys her entire argument. She essentially blames the entire situation on someone spoofing her IP address, which makes absolutely no sense.
You guys want to know why spoofing IP addresses don't fucking work, by the way? So this is a real technical piece for you guys. When you're spoofing an IP address, basically you can modify your packets and put a fake IP address on them, right? That's possible. However, almost every ISP does packet filtering, which would basically undo that bullshit that you were trying to do anyways. So like this whole idea of IP spoofing, while it was once theoretically possible, it seems like this is like one of those, she watched this in a hacker movie or something, like some Hollywood movie, and it's like, hey Tom, spoof the IP address, okay? Shit. You got it, Tom.
Shannon also claims her YouTube channel was hacked, and I'm also pretty sure it wasn't. Apparently, instead of making her banner porn, or changing her name to the N-word, or launching a crypto scam, or doing, well, anything that could get her channel banned, the hacker exclusively changed Shannon's wallpaper to a glitch PNG. Okay, dude. Anyways, these lolcow allegations, coupled with her slandering a creator by the name of Hopeless Peaches, more or less rightfully destroyed Shannon's credibility and contributed to her cancellation. It was during the hysteria that a content creator known as Emily Artful released a video accusing Creepshow Art of several things varying in severity to community-wide acclaim. If I could summarize 2 hours of content in a single sentence, it would be that Emily accused Shannon and her husband Anthony of stalking her. As you probably guessed, this coupled with the original allegations led to an absolute frenzy of videos, each demolishing Shannon in a unique way. Strangers, former friends, enemies, and even Shannon's editor chimed in to give their 2 cents, and the latter of which, N-Bird, caught my attention because, well, I thought his thumbnail was pretty fucking funny, and my god were people mad. Let me make this clear, this isn't and wasn't meant to be an insult on N-Bird's skills, but what the fuck did he edit? Creepshow's videos were dog shit. Like, obviously this was an easy gig, N-Bird's probably a great editor for all I know, but Shannon's videos were poorly researched story times where a tweet maybe flashes on the screen for a few seconds of video while she draws. I just think the concept of a person needing to pay someone to flash that tweet on the screen for 3 seconds is really fucking funny to me. One of the creators, Loey Bug, managed to miss the point entirely, as if this was some massive attack on N-Bird. Just because the editing wasn't as intricate as you want it to be doesn't change that he was literally listening to his input. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, obviously, Loey, this was a deep cover critique on his character, and I really wanted to question his ability to edit in general. Sure. Then this girl, Emily something, who was famous for like fucking Corpse Husband or some shit, also chimed in. Look, I get it. The internet's not happy. Just like I wasn't when I watched Creepshow Art's shitty videos.
You know, I'm something of a
Heath Ledger's Joker
myself.
Anywho, 6 months later, Shannon finally released a response to combat the stalking allegation, and really nothing else. I can't stress enough how the main thing Shannon was trying to debunk here is that she's a stalker, and she does that to varying degrees of success.
This was confirmed by the fact that Emily used a company-branded pen in her $10 art supply challenge video, which is still live on her channel. This is further confirmed by the Peninsula Beauty Instagram account from posts of September 2015 of her artwork with lipstick swatches on it. I then went and I found the Yelp page for this establishment and found that there are no reviews naming Emily, mentioning her doing makeup or anything of the like, meaning at most we can prove that she was a sales associate working at a makeup store.
Yeah, this was the biggest self-report of all time, and while I didn't leave Emily Artful's video fully convinced last summer, Creepshow's video actually solidified for me that Shannon is in fact a stalker.
Why does Shannon have a post from 13 years ago?
11 years ago, that says on the thing for the comments. So
Wait!
like, she took this screenshot how long ago?
Like 2 or 3 years ago. Shannon took this screenshot. Not this year, not last year, not 2 years ago, but 3 years ago, bro.
She's held on to it.
Bro!
Many in the community consider this to be the worst drama response ever, comparing it to like evidence.zip, because it's littered with redundant points, questionable arguments, and some pretty unhinged rage moments. My personal favorite segment is the one where Shannon proves that Emily had been in drama before and attracted other haters in the past. But the way she accomplished this was by dedicating nearly 25 minutes of runtime to proving that Emily Artful did a naked anime review in the bathtub back in 2013. The reason this segment is 25 minutes long would be because Shannon includes witness testimony from 7 different content creators to corroborate her story.
This video has her full legal name in the tags, as well as notes that she did in fact do a nude review, and also notes how the members of the community were behaving inappropriately at the time.
What up YouTube, G4 Leader here once again, back with another late night video for you guys. Tonight's topic will be females in the anime community, you know, and how the niggas act when they see these females in the anime community. You know, what made me want to talk about this shit is because I've been noticing a trend from this shit since 2009. The way people were on there, the way they treated her, the way they talked to her. Basically, the thirsty ass on YouTube ran this female away, and I've noticed that trend.
Wait, why does Shannon play so much of this video? There's another one?
There's another one?
Wait, this guy looks like somebody I know.
Why do we
Who
need
is this?
Why do we need 3? Okay, Emily says there's been no legal action other than a letter so far.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah, shut the fuck
Get
up.
the fuck out of my face.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Guess what you said?
Another one?
What is this?
Oh, this got an illustration in the background on this one.
Why? Why are there so many of these?
Oh my god.
And apparently, what happened is
he's commentating this like a pie man video.
Is he stroking his cock while he's recording this? What's happening?
Look, I'm not gonna say I was wrong, but after consuming 2.5 fucking hours of this video, I think she should call N-Bird back. Alongside this damning allegation, Shannon also dedicated a large portion of her video to discussing an autistic Halo cosplayer who was previously accused of threatening to curb stomp Emily Artful.
It's also important to note that Bryce is an autistic man who loves movies, video games, and art, so much so that during the time frame Emily is talking about, Bryce would often wear Halo armor that he built himself when he was out and about. It was kind of like cosplay before cosplay was a thing. She also goes in to frame his interest in the Batman movies, specifically Heath Ledger's Joker, as being a sign of his insanity, even though he's simply a film buff who loves Christopher Nolan and went to school for film.
Hello. I am the alias Brandon, also known as my real name, Bryce. I would like to address today the accusations of me threatening to curb stomp her is not only untrue, but I believe it to be unbelievable, given that at the time I was a 90-pound untreated autistic man that gawked and gleed over a video game called Halo.
They also completely idolized Heath Ledger's Joker.
After Shannon wasted our precious 2 hours, she also decided to light up my friend Tipster. Now keep in mind, before Shannon deactivated, she literally told all her friends not to defend her, which kind of says a lot now that I'm thinking about it, and then proceeded to ghost everybody. For some reason, she took personal offense to Tipster's coverage in particular.
Tipster said that if I was able to prove that I didn't do what I was being accused of, that he would apologize to me. And to that, I say, fuck you, you disgusting person. You maliciously attacked my husband because you yourself couldn't scroll down far enough on Emily's Instagram and find the multiple posts that debunk her story that are still live. You're a journalist, but you just couldn't do that.
While the video itself ends here, what if I told you this wasn't the end of the story? What if I told you this wasn't even the end of the video? Last week I was contacted with a major leak, and it goes like this. Shannon released an original draft of the script with a much different tone a few months ago to a few lucky people. These people immediately dismissed it as fake, but it's clear now that it wasn't. After receiving this classified information, me and the boys back at the lab were able to combine all of the elements that remained, merging them together in a painstaking process to digitally reanimate Creepshow Art's original vision for the Emily response. And I'll be showing you those leaks right now.
Whatever. I want to thank absolutely no one. Tipster is a diseased hack who literally reached out to me for content that he disguised as an "I'm here if you need to talk." That much is obvious given how hard his dick got when he realized he could monetize my response to him privately. Why reach out in earnest feigning friendship when you can monetize your friend's downfall? Super appreciate how much thought you put into that though. Bet those views were worth it. Totally kidding, there's a reason everyone on YouTube surpasses you, and it's because your videos lack quality, insight, or anything worth commending. Thank you though, for the post that, if Creepshow can prove she didn't do this, I will apologize. I'm waiting, ... letting me know that I was taking too long to prove I never owned CP. I am so sorry that me proving that Emily was slandering me took too long for you. I am sorry that I wasn't able to make this video on a fun little time frame for you so you could add it to your 10 upload a day schedule. That must have been so hard for you that I wasn't able to hire a PI and find all this information that proved my innocence in a day or two. I bet that really sucked, that you just had to sit there, getting comment after comment describing how you should kill yourself for things that were completely fabricated. Oh wait, that didn't happen to you. You just sat there and talked about it happening to me, your old pal Shannon. Weird. I do not accept your apology. I will never accept your apology. You are a terrible fucking person who I supported, and I hope you fucking realize that money means a lot more to you than actually being friends with people and being decent. You say you're a journalist? Everything I showed is public. Hell, Emily literally changed her story in front of you and had things on her Instagram that actively showed her lies, but you were too much of a crybaby to find it. Did you even pay attention to what she was saying in her video? Or were you just excited for the dog pile? Your Twitter @ has you being called a journalist. Sure, man, I buy that. Even bigger ups for not only sending people to harass my husband, who didn't fucking rape anyone and never stalked anyone is his goddamn life, as I proved, but doing so yourself. Do those couple of likes make you feel like a real man with a big boy brain and not a spineless little coward who cries online like a pussy? You are a champion for that. So happy to have known someone who just gets his little shrimp cock hard for spreading false allegations. You're so fucking smart. Amber Heard would love you.
Team Tipster's the best. This shot's for you.
Side note, you owe my husband the biggest apology. Saying you would apologize to me for reporting on false allegations that were centered around him is like me tweeting that I would apologize to your wife for saying you murdered my entire family falsely. I fully did not expect you to realize that, given how stupid your statement was. So here I am telling you, you owe my husband an apology. You owe your fans an apology. And mostly, you owe the fucking world an apology for making such repetitive, lazy content that lacks any inspiration or passion. You really should be ashamed of yourself for simply persisting on this platform.
Okay, before you get too excited, I want to be clear. While I believe the document and its contents are legitimate, I do want to give a disclaimer they may not be, and I want to be upfront about that. Much of Shannon's dog shit videos are just storytime speculatory pieces about real shit that can impact real people's lives. So today, I'm doing that to her. The reason why I personally believe the extended 112-page document titled Emily's Lies is in fact legitimate is for a few reasons. The first is the document's existence was, funny enough, teased on LOLcow 3 months ago. If you're a keen day one viewer of this video, you'd know that Creepshow just returned 2 weeks ago. One paragraph was posted on LOLcow, and this paragraph is one of the many included in the 112-page draft. The leaker contacted me and showed me the screenshots where she discussed this document with a reputable YouTuber. I contacted that YouTuber and they corroborated this conversation is real. They can be seen here discussing Creepshow's response a full month before it was released. Lastly, the following section echoes a lot of the same talking points Creepshow made to Ashley Lilly on her Instagram story following the public video release. I speculate that this was cut from the initial script.
Ashley Lilly leaked my phone number and potentially more to multiple people she was sending screenshots to, so thank you for that. She is the reason I had to change my number. Big ups for her stating that I was lying about being homeless when I have literally said the same thing every fucking time. I never said I was thrown out or lived on the street. I stated I lived in my car because I had thousands in school debt from a school I didn't graduated from because I witnessed a rape. I was super straightforward with that, but apparently Ashley can't be fucked to actually listen when her friend is talking to her. So glad I spent my emotional energy on you. Imagine being such a prick you don't even listen to what your friend tells you, then acting betrayed because of that. You really are a class act. So glad I said you could stay with me if you ever needed a place to go because you were freaking out. Have fun continuing to suck the teat of whoever else is gonna give you the day. Are you going to cry now because turns out Emily was lying and I have proof? Or let me guess, you are going to claim that I talked negatively about you on LOLcow even though LOLcow themselves said that never happened.
Okay, it's hard to make an entire section about why you won't prove the lolcow stuff is a lie, but justify dedicating 3 full pages to shitting on everybody you hate in the entire community. I sense that Shannon agreed with this take because most, if not all of this was cut. I also think it's funny that she claimed she hired a PI to debunk Emily's video, who apparently had screenshots taken from before Emily's video was even released. Unless Shannon's also the PI. Shannon is apparently herself, Amy, around 200 lolcow posters, and now she's the PI who's been personally investigating Emily for years. Or just stalking her. Yeah, let's go with stalking.
Thank you, Repzilla, for his tweet stating I changed my number, as if he didn't know why I had to. Really love how that opened the door for some other scaly lizard to allegedly catfish others as me. Guess what? I didn't reach out to anyone. No one has my phone number, because I don't trust any of you. But Repzilla, that tweet saying he doesn't know why I did that is gold, especially because of the fact he went through this with Primink, something he never shuts up about. Literally, he never shuts up about Primink. But A+ work, my guy. I would say don't think too hard, but you clearly haven't.
Primink.
While I'm going to release the full document in the description down below, I thought I would point out a few key places to look when you're going through it comparing. One that stuck out to me was an extended version of a response to Kevin Adam Coultier. In this version, Shannon goes on for roughly 3 pages without a single screenshot accusing Kevin of physically assaulting multiple women, including her. She claimed that Kevin arranged time for her to hang out with his friend who had an eating fetish and made Shannon unknowingly engage with it. What the fuck? It's quite the read on its own, and I assume this section was massively cut down due to hypocrisy. Shannon's biggest issue with Emily is that she claims she and her husband were slandered with unproven allegations. While I agree to an extent that these certain things weren't adequately proven beyond a reasonable doubt, you really can't say that and accuse someone of assault for 3 consecutive pages without a single receipt to show for it. That being said, this may have also been cut because someone let her know that no lawyer would advise her to post something like this. While I don't actually believe Shannon's gearing up to sue anyone, it's clear that she wants us to think that she is.
If this shit went to court, I think the legal teams would both just say, guys, don't bother wasting your money, okay? This is too fucking stupid for the court to take.
And just massive thanks to everyone who promoted this falsehood that could be disproven if you scrolled back on her Instagram. You're all amazing friends. I can't believe I gave a fuck about any of you. Especially Petty Page, Dustin Daly, and The Viewer's Voice. I know what all of you did at the Drama Channel Christmas party a couple years ago. I know who you did it to, and I would not utter another syllable in my direction if you knew what was good for you. That is to say, delete your videos and considering retiring. You provide the same terrible opinions based on nothing anyway. Side note, if any of you dumb motherfuckers who I gave money to want to send it back my way after making your videos saying that you are horrified by my actions and always felt uncomfortable around me, do it. Talking to you, Nathan, Camellia, and Vangelica Scov, you are pathetic leeches who I helped, gave platforms to, and didn't ask for jack shit in return. Namely, because I thought we were genuinely friends. I even bought Nathan his computer. How stupid am I? And you literally took someone's word that I own CP with no evidence. I cannot believe I trusted you. I am the world's biggest idiot for that one. Also, Skittles Juice, the girl who made my icon, you owe me $500. I commissioned you for a new channel avatar, I sent you $250 twice because you said you didn't get the first one, and you never fucking did the work. Give me my fucking $500, you fucking scam artist!
Look, I'm not sure what happened at the Drama Channel Christmas party, but we can infer she's accusing the trio of something drug-related, considering she already accused Dustin Daly and The Viewer's Voice of drugging people in leaked audio logs a few months ago.
Dustin Daly, who double-backed on her, because it became popular to not like her, and so he said a bunch of shit, and him and his fiance fucking suck. I hate them. They're terrible people. Literally drugged people. But
That's something I'm not allowed to talk about.
Once again, it's just kind of funny that Creepshow is claiming Emily baselessly accused her of horrible things to invoke sympathy, while Shannon simultaneously accuses others of horrible things, well, baselessly. Anyways, let's wrap this up. Although this video wasn't a full retelling of the entire drama and serves more as an addition to the current discussion, I feel compelled to give my opinion on Shannon and the rest of the situation as a whole. In regards to the Hopeless Peaches allegations, it's clear, at least to me, that Shannon was at best bad faith and at worst flagrantly slandering Peaches. The standout moment for me was when Creepshow accused Peaches of being racist for simply having a disagreement with a black creator. I was also fairly positive Shannon was the one posting to lolcow after she admitted it was her IP, and her explanation at the time seemed to make no sense. It appeared that she had no knowledge of how IPs even worked. My opinion has not changed. In regards to the allegations levied by Emily Artful, despite the rocky history I've had with her, I think it's pretty fucking clear that Shannon was stalking Emily. Now, to the extent Shannon went, I don't know, and I think Emily basically admits the same thing in her video.
Unfortunately, yes, some of this is hearsay, but I also have a shit ton of proof that Andrew and Shannon are behind this, because it's really hard to prove that Shannon and Andrew ran all those sock puppet accounts because there was so many of them. And I fully acknowledge that probably not all of those comments were coming from Andrew and Shannon.
In regards to other big allegations, like Anthony being accused of sexual assault, Shannon being accused of stealing and distributing child porn, and the dispute over how much of the stalking Emily presented was actually Shannon, I remain mostly unconvinced. I polled my community and they echoed the same sentiment. 60% of people wouldn't feel comfortable condemning Shannon or Anthony for these actions based on the provided evidence, and I think that's the best take here. For reference, over 90% were confident enough in regards to stalking and lolcow. So this is where I remind you that I'm not the cops, my opinion doesn't matter, and you should probably come to your own conclusion. But that's my controversial take, and I'm gonna stick to it. If you have a problem with that, ask insider.com, because Cat10Barge, who I mostly agree with nothing on, posted an article last summer saying the same shit I just did right now. I just did it with a meaner tone.
Emily Artful accused Shannon of stalking her. She's basically stalking Emily Artful. Tell me why you have a picture of Emily Artful as 15 years old.
Why?
You're not convincing me that you're not stalking a person when you have a picture of Emily Artful at 15 years old. This is weird. Look at this. awkwardyearsproject.tumblr.com/post/what? 15 years old? Someone in chat tell me I'm wrong. She's sharing a post from Emily Artful in 2005. She used this to behave a certain way, blah, blah, blah.
At the end of the day, my former friend Creepshow Art is probably a degenerate stalker, a web forum schizo poster, and dropping Google documents that makes even John Swan say that's redundant. But I think her worst crime was being fucking boring. Her videos were always absolutely awful, her research was fucking non-existent, and that's part of the reason I'm half-assing this video. The fact that there's even a chance that she started dunking on Repzilla, Dustin Daily, The Viewer's Voice, 3 terrible channels by the way, it's just laughable to me. Her videos were a step up from Prison Mate Luke and nothing more. What the fuck was she talking about? Anyways, what really keeps me up at night is that Shannon is openly an unhinged degenerate stalker and undeniably guilty of harassment and seemingly insane, but she still isn't as unhinged as Destiny's ex-girlfriend Anna.
So before I get started, I do have a confession to make. I am essentially me from Catfish with how fucking good I am at online stalking. Like, I'm amazing at it, guys. You have no idea. Honestly, a lot of people have tried to make me feel bad about how good I am at it. And I don't fucking care at this point. Like,
straight people make being straight a part of their personalities just as much as gay people do. Only when straight people do it, they aren't ridiculed and threatened with death over it.
I saw this DM that I got, and it said, Creepshow Art has been posting about you in anonymous forums saying that you're a closeted gay. And I was like, what the hell? This is so random.
The issue is that they are doing the same thing that straight couples have been doing for centuries now, and it makes you personally uncomfortable because you have a very shallow worldview that deems an entire group of people as less worthy of love and respect.
You'll also notice in these posts that Shannon uses transphobic slurs like the T slur and fake boy, a slur used to demean trans men.
And high-key a bit racist when we get into what you try to pull with Kai and Omnia. I mean, you have to be the white girl victim to the angry black woman and black man, right?
Shannon, did you just call me racist because I had a disagreement with Omnia?
This entire situation has been a never-ending train wreck from the moment that it began. The more that I sit on it, the more I just feel stupid. I feel played, I feel lied to, and like the person that I thought I was friends with never really existed.
It's reckless, and you need to stop.
With that, I am done. If you've made it this far, that's hilarious.
This is the most annoying part of it, is like framing this as like the poor cops that got stomped on that day. Why don't we care more about our fucking boys in the blue? It's so funny. I'm sorry. I don't care. I literally don't care. Civilized countries allow its citizens to fucking brawl with cops.